welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm super happy that you're here today. If you've recently finished your Animal Crossing island, you're probably asking yourself, should I be resetting or should I flatten my island, and what are the pros and cons of each? And so I have made a little concise list for you of all of those pros and cons, and that's what we're going to be talking about here in this video. So before we get started, I wanted to take a second to thank the members of the Fox fam. Thank you so much for supporting my work here on this channel. I appreciate you guys so much. So I've actually gone through the process of both restarting and flattening, and if you're wondering why my island looks totally crazy right now, it's because I am currently working on flattening Foxgrove 2.0. But first, let's talk about restarting. So restarting is when you completely delete your save data and start the game from the very beginning. So the pros of this is obviously that you have a clean slate. You won't have to go through tearing everything down. You are literally starting from the bare bones, the beginning of the game, and this means that you get to choose your island name, which I think is such a big pro. I really love being able to set the island name because it really sets the tone for how the vibe is going to feel for the island. Similarly, you also get to reset your rep's name, and so I think that there are lots of reasons why you might want to reset your rep's name, and I wish we could do this easier in the game, but unfortunately we cannot. So maybe you want to create a new character on your island, maybe you've changed your name in real life and you'd like that name to reflect in game as well. Regardless of your reasoning, I think it's a really great thing to be able to change your rep's name. Another pro is that you do not have to go through any tedious flattening of your island. I think that this is honestly a really big pro in terms of restarting, because flattening for me is just not the most fun thing ever. I've honestly really dreaded flattening Foxgrove 2.0, and it's kind of affected how motivated I feel to play on this particular island. So I definitely think that this is a pretty big consideration to make when you are making a choice here between restarting or flattening. And the last one is just that your DA lasts forever. So by restarting your island, if you finish a next island, the DA from your previous island will still be there for people to visit, so you won't have to save over it and it will last forever, which I think is also a really big pro. But let's talk about the cons of restarting. So the cons of restarting would be you will lose all of your DIYs, which definitely takes some time to relearn again. So I do feel like that's a little bit annoying, losing those. And then you lose all of your items that you've cataloged in your Nook shopping app, which also is kind of a bummer. I will say that treasure islands have really helped to make these cons not so much of a big deal. There are tons of free treasure islands on Discords, on Twitch, on Instagram, and so if you just search, I'm sure you can find one that the host will allow you to visit for free. So that definitely helps with the pain of losing those different items when you do restart. And another con would just be having to get to 3 stars again. I did make a video where I tried to get to 3 stars in one day, and I'll link that above if you guys are interested in checking it out, but I think it took me about 6 hours to get to 3 stars. And so if you have a day where you just want to veg out on the couch and just play Animal Crossing literally all day, it is possible to get to 3 stars in one day, but it can be kind of a tedious process, especially if you've already played through the beginning of the game several times. I find that it's relaxing for me personally, but it could be different for everybody and everyone's different playing style. So let's talk about flattening. So the pros for flattening are definitely that you get to keep all of your DIY recipes and all of your items that you've cataloged. No need to visit a treasure island, no need to recatalog or relearn those DIYs. You will already have them. And I find that this is actually really helpful because I don't have to go through and order a bunch of things 5 items a day from the Nook shopping app until I can build up my house inventory again. I already have so many items in my inventory to use on my next island, which I think is so helpful. It makes me feel really excited to decorate here on this island. And then another pro of flattening would be you don't have to repeat the game. You can just flatten everything and then get started decorating again, and no need to do the beginning of the game again, which I think is also a really big pro. And then you can also keep your villagers. So maybe you've villager hunted for many tickets for your favorite villager and you don't want to say goodbye to them. You can actually just keep them on your next island. So for me, Kiki is my favorite villager, and even though I have her amiibo card, it's definitely a really big pro to be able to keep her on the next island just because I love her so much. And so maybe you've grown attached to your villagers as well and you're just not so ready to say goodbye to them. There are a few cons to flattening though, and that's definitely that you don't get to change your island name. I got really lucky that I enjoy the name Foxgrove, obviously, so I don't mind making a Foxgrove 2.0, but you know, you might want to really change your name and go for a completely different vibe, and so that might be a really big con for you. You also can't change your rep's name, which also can be, for the reasons stated earlier in this video, a really big bummer. So depending on how much that means to you, this could be kind of a make it or break it in terms of choosing to flatten. And then also, you're gonna save over your previous DA. So Foxgrove 1.0 is going to be deleted forever when I finish Foxgrove 2.0 and save over that DA. So for me, I'm kind of okay with that because I've created a YouTube video touring the very first version of Foxgrove, so I know that it's gonna exist somewhere on the internet. It's not really gone, but for you, you might feel differently about that, and so this might be another kind of make it or break it con in terms of flattening or restarting. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop up on the screen just like a quick little synopsis of what are the pros of restarting and flattening. Maybe you can screenshot this part of the video for reference later, and then here are the cons of restarting and flattening that we talked about here in this video. I really hope that this helps you to come up with kind of a plan in terms of what you're gonna do with your island next. I find that when you finish an island, it can really leave you with feelings of like, well, what do I do now? So I hope that this can give you some sort of direction and motivation to go in with your island, and I hope it was helpful for you in some way. If you did enjoy this video, please do be sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a video, and thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!